All right, guys. I'm a little bit late, about 11 minutes late. Let's jump into this. Of course, I had to take care of some stuff, as usual. Let's see what we got here. This is the Bandai Namco. Post that live. Oh, Dark Pictures. Oh, we're gonna see that one game that's kind of looks like Descent.
Horror has awoken
Oh, yeah.
from its slumber and is hungry for blood.
For blood.
Shall we see how many have fallen into shadow?
Satellite sweeps of the war zone have
Iraq,
uncovered what appears to be an
2003.
underground storage facility. But I strongly suspect it's where chemical weapons are hidden, so we need to move fast.
Ready to go dark.
To descend into the unknown alone is extremely brave.
Man out, hold fire.
Or extremely foolish.
We're gonna psy out this shit.
Brothers in arms, or will it be a case of each man for himself?
Down, get down! We're up on the ridge! Return fire!
You teeter on the edge of an abyss. Your survival depends on the choices you make. They will be as a compass, guiding you through the unknown.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
What nightmare have these luckless souls fallen into?
You keep lookout.
Look out. Look out for what?
One by one, their lights will be snuffed out. Unless you can find the means to save them. Trapped beneath the earth, swallowed
We have to move, let's go.
by the void. Will you find the path to salvation? Or be lost in the darkness forever?
House of Ashes. Alright. Oh yeah. Want that collector's edition. I looked it up, but I couldn't find the collector's edition anywhere. So hopefully GameStop will have it up there. I want to
We're here
pre-order
at
that.
Supermassive to talk about the next game in the Dark Pictures anthology, House of Ashes. And I'm joined by exec producer Dan. How you doing?
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. Right,
Really cool.
so let's start at the very start. We're going to be talking about House of Ashes for most of the interview, but for those that don't know, tell us about the Dark Pictures anthology.
The Dark Pictures is a series of narrative, story-driven, branching horror stories. Each one is standalone.
Yeah, me and
each
Unit
tell
played the
different
first
stories,
one.
completely
It was
separate from
really
the others,
good.
but within the same universe, so there is connection between them all. House of Ashes is set at the end of the Iraq War in 2003, with links
The Man of
4,000 years
Medan.
ago that set the story up.
I didn't play that
So
second
tell
one
us
that
more
came
about
out though.
the theme and themes, I suppose.
If it's on Game Pass, I'll play it.
It starts off with a military unit. They've got some new technology that can look for weapons of mass destruction underground. They think they've identified something in the Zagros Mountains in Iraq. And then as part of that, they come into conflict with an Iraqi unit. There's a pitched firefight, and then the two groups are plunged underground. There's an earthquake of some sort, and it's revealed that there's a hidden temple underground, these big massive structures, but these different groups, they're all separated. Radio contact is lost, and they're submerged in this black darkness.
Where on God's green earth have we landed?
And then they're going to start hearing things and seeing things, and people are going to start disappearing.
What the just happened?
So this time, it's a very real threat.
All of the Dark Pictures games, they all pull something from real life or from history, from fact. What's the case with the myth or historical part of House of Ashes?
So we love looking at and reading myths and legends and stories and doing our research, and we know our fans love it as well because there's something that they can link into afterwards, and I love doing that when I'm playing games and watching movies myself. So this one's set 4,000 years ago, the Akkadian Empire, and this terrible evil that happened. We had this self-proclaimed god king, Naram Sin, and he essentially cursed his people. He sacked this temple and brought famine and devastation to his own people. And so a lot of the history is lost, but we've done a lot of research about it. And then we had a lot of happy accidents that linked into the story we wanted to tell. And the fun thing for us is we get to do our own take on it. We get to twist it, and obviously we've made our own truth from it.
At the end of the sneak peek, the trailer, we saw monsters. Tell us a bit more about what's going on there.
The military unit that
I don't know why
you
she
find,
paused
they don't
on
really know what
monsters.
they're
Like,
up against. They're not human. They're bigger,
monsters?
They're larger, they're
Is
faster.
it monsters?
The team aren't going to know if there's one or two of them, or hundreds or thousands of them, and that's kind of the threat with this. You know, they've got guns. Maybe they could try and take one of them down, but maybe there's another one around the corner, or maybe there's a group of them, and maybe they're going to get ambushed.
Maybe they're like a cluster.
Exactly,
and
yeah,
they all pop
a
out at
nest,
once.
as it were.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to work on and see these things move around and how horrific they can be. They're different to us. They perceive the world in a different way. Getting little snippets of it in the darkness, and did I see that? Was it something that moved? Or is it actually just one of the other soldiers that's stuck in the catacombs?
Who's there?
We like to try and misdirect people on things, you know, that did you see something, did you not? And that's a great thing within horror, that you think you're going to be scared right now, and we're not going to scare you now. We'll scare you in a minute when you're not expecting it.
It's always coming.
Yeah, always.
So should we expect a huge amount of peril in the game?
Definitely. We love to do it. You know, it's fun for us to work on. As horrific as it is, and we know that our fans love it as well. So yeah, there's at least 60 unique deaths, and there's a whole ton of variation on that as well. So Merwin and some of the others, you're going to see different things happening to them depending on how you play it out. You know, getting ripped and shredded and torn, and because there's a firefight, there's going to be bullets flying as well, and all kinds of stuff. And it's not just the deaths; it's the gore that goes along with it, and you know, lots of blood.
Wicked. It sounds absolutely terrifying. I'm in.
Not gonna lie, man. It's pretty bad.
What differences have you made, or changes have you made to the gameplay and mechanics for House of Ashes?
We're always evolving the Dark Pictures. We listen to a lot of the feedback from our fans, and also our team, what they want to do, how they want to push things forward. So we tried some stuff in Little Hope with you know, more camera control, 360 cameras at certain parts, and we've really leaned on that again, and it really works well. In House of Ashes, lots of the game is set underground, and so these sort of corridors, which are really tight and oppressive.
Creepy.
Yeah, indeed. So we've had to learn, because you take away the fixed cameras, and that takes away some opportunities for horror. But we've had to learn new tricks to scare people and, you know, ramp up the tension and you know, the chance for jump scares, which we know some people love. We've also got a new torch mechanic, so you know, it's military themed. So these guys are going to be walking around with weapons, with torches mounted on them. We love the lighting that we do, the sort of really inky black darkness that we have, and sort of the contrast to the bright areas. And so you're going to need to lean on that torch to allow you to see where you're going, what the threat is, and that kind of stuff. We've also done things like added difficulty settings to this game. So in Little Hope, we added you know, QTE warning icons as an example, and we've got some really good positive feedback about that, but also some people want to turn that off. We want to allow you to play the game in your way. So with our accessibility settings and difficulty settings, if you want to have a more casual experience, you can change those settings. Still, most of your characters are going to end up dead, but you know, that's
spoilers,
what happens,
yeah,
indeed.
but that's what we come here for. That's okay, we can deal with it. So I've got to ask, what was it like working with Ashley?
So Ashley was fantastic.
Ashley Tisdale's
She
in there.
researched
Oh,
Rachel.
snap.
She understood her when she came on the set, which is so refreshing. She knew her inside out. And Rachel is a flawed character, so she brought that through so fantastically. The rest of the cast were fantastic as well.
When we were looking for Joey, Salim helped me.
You didn't tell me this because...
You'd flip your shit.
We want you to connect to these characters and understand them as humans. We want them to seem real because they're real to us. You know, we spend a long time designing them, and I don't mind if you hate any one individual character, because you don't like everyone in real life. But maybe you'll like them when you see the journey they go on.
Maybe you'll like them once they're dead, and you feel bad about it.
and you feel bad about it, definitely.
Yeah.
But also, we want you to save them. We want you to try and save them. You know, we
Like
know that some
me and
people wanna
Unit
get
when
more
we
kills
played
that way,
Man
that's
of
fine,
Medan.
that's
No
fine,
spoilers. I'm not
that's
going
fine,
to say anything, but you should watch that
can you get everyone
playthrough.
out alive and save
We
as
were
many
both
as you
very pissed off by
It's a
the
lot
end.
of replayability there.
Indeed,
Goes on
yeah.
forever. I like
Yeah.
that. So, last question. Favorite scene?
Favourite scene? So, Salim, our Iraqi soldier, and Jason Kolchak, one of the Marines that's there. There's a way that can play out, and a sort of contest between them, and you can make it go in a number of different ways.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
It's really emotional. Seeing them film it, I was lucky enough to be there, and then seeing that come through in game, I think we've got something there. I think that's gold.
I
And then, of
recognize
course, I
that
love
guy.
scaring people, so I love the jump scares. I love
He
the
played in
moments of
Spartacus
tension,
Blood and Sand.
that we bring. We can't hold you in that moment, so we've got some fantastic jokes in there as well to
Recognize
allow
that
you to
guy.
relax for a moment before we scare you again.
To take your mind off
Yeah.
the imminent threat. I like that. Dan, thank you so much. This has been really cool to talk about, and I'm sure, you know, I'm excited and terrified in equal part, and everyone else is just excited, I'm sure of it.
And it's been a real pleasure to speak to you, and I can't wait to get it into people's hands.
It's going to happen.
When is the collector's edition available? I want to pre-order it. Is it now? Could I pre-order that now? I'm gonna go to GameStop.
Before we dive in the House of Ashes, see how scared you got. Of course, we want to thank Razer for being one of the E3 2021 sponsors. Of course, giving us these tired old blades nobody cares about. But this Blade 14 RTX 3080 built right in.
My first meal of the day, man.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much.
goodness.
No, I'm taking that.
Okay, we'll fight.
Okay, well,
I've been
we've
busy
done it before. You know what?
today.
I'll take the hand-me-down. I'll be little brother. I'll take outdated. Nobody wants these anymore, right? Doesn't worry. Golden Boy, you just saw the Dark Pictures anthology.
Yeah.
Your first glimpse.
I was trying not to eat on
some
stream, but I had to,
reactions
man.
from you.
You do?
They were recording you. They said you were a little scared, not terrified.
Not terrified.
I'm all for that. I need
because you know.
let me check GameStop to see if they
trailer,
put it up
which
there,
is
GameStop and
yeah,
Amazon.
there's my face.
So I
You're
want to pre-order that
unsettled for
collector's
sure.
edition.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you don't like that. You don't
Yeah,
like
don't like that.
No,
not a fan of that one either. Nope.
Nope.
Yeah, I think that was one of the jump scares.
Dark Picture Anthology at House of Ashes.
Did they just cut them off?
In Liverpool, UK, making that one, being published by Bandai Namco.
Okay, let's try to catch up.
I purchased to see more, and they were mentioning, oh, you know.
Wait, was that it?
We gotta find new ways.
Was that it?
Oh, because it was in a different.
That was it?
At least it's getting something.
What?
But,
Wait a second. What? Was that it? Wait a second. What? That was it? No. That's how we're ending E3 2021? Are you joking? You're joking, right? That's not funny. We are not ending E3 2021 like that. No way. They showed one game? And keep in mind, it's a game I'm interested in. Like, I'm trying to get the collector's edition right now, actually. But still, that's it? Oh. Del Nuna, what's up? I had to check like 8 streams, including yours, just to see if I was hallucinating, because I just can't believe that was literally all of Bandai Namco. Wow. Check so many streams. They all cut off the dudes talking about Razer at the end. Is that literally it? What the? Mobile? That was it? Was that it?
Oh yeah, we will. Yeah.
Wow. Pyro Magnus, dude. Watching it. Oh, he's playing Ratchet and Clank. I gotta start that. Oh man. Wow. Okay. Oh, I guess that's that. Well, I didn't expect that. Wow. Stretch. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes E3. And what a note to end on. What a note. Oh, it's Tamor. Tamor, he loves Dark Souls and stuff, man. I like watching him with the Giant Bomb crew. It's a good time. Man, I'm sure he's disappointed that he didn't get to see any more Elden Ring, man. God. Look, he even got the Dark Souls stuff in the background. Demon Souls, hell yeah. E3, man, it ended with a wet fart. I don't know what to say. This was despite the pandemic and the times we are in right now, there are a lot of studios that still was able to bring us gameplay, new games, and whatnot. They didn't just recycle old content and then threw it in our face. I have to say, Nintendo's presentation was top notch. They showed us a lot of new games. They showed us a lot of old games, but still, they showed us some gameplay of the new Metroid. Hell yeah, and Breath of the Wild. They killed it. Microsoft, a lot of great new announcements. A lot of games that I knew about that were in beta, like Animal Party, which I'm going to have a fun time playing. And Outer Worlds 2, which you guys know was my game of the year when that dropped. Was that 2019, I think, when that dropped? And a lot of big game announcements. I think that from here on out, E3, there are people like me that would prefer like the state of play and the Nintendo Directs, their own separate streams every month or so. But then there are people like, I think Mercer was here in my stream. He's usually here a lot. He did say that he prefers like everything at one time. So there are people that are going to want either or, but I think next E3 they need to come out. They need to come out with like guns a-blazing. You know, everybody's getting back to normal. Corporations are opening up. People are going back to their businesses. And we're starting to get back to norm. We're slowly getting back to norm. Hopefully next E3 2022 will be a showstopper. Maybe we'll see. But all I can do is just go by what I saw so far. Despite the pandemic, there are a lot of companies that did show us new games and gameplay. But I don't think Gearbox needed a spot. They didn't need a spot, nor did Square Enix. They really didn't need a spot. If they would have just presented their games in like Microsoft or another, Nintendo, I guess. Sony's not even here. Maybe the games would have been presented well. Ubisoft, like Far Cry, what they showed off during their showcase was not impressive. But then what we saw in the Microsoft showcase, the gameplay and stuff actually looked pretty good. The textures and the graphics and the environments did not look great, but at least we got to see more gameplay and more story content. But yeah, if you're gonna come to E3 with a bunch of fillers, then don't come to E3. Don't waste the audience's time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Like Sony, that's what they did. They said they didn't have anything to present, they didn't have anything to show, so why waste everybody's time? Why spend all this money to come to E3? And they decided we're not going to do anything this E3. And I respect them for that, because like Gearbox wasted my time, Square Enix kind of wasted my time, and Take-Two, I understand that they wanted to vocally speak about certain situations, but this was not the time. I know there's a lot of eyes on E3, but we're here for the video games. We're not here to talk about that stuff. So yes, you know, that Take-Two, I mean, you gotta respect what they did, but it was just not the time to do that. And Ubisoft, man, I feel Ubisoft, they could have just gave some of their games trailers to Microsoft, and then people would have been talking more positively about Ubisoft. Like myself included, you know. This did not need to happen for some of these showcases. It was just kind of a waste. It is what it is, man. That's my take on E3 2021. It's cool that it's back, but do not come up in here with fillers. Oh, snap, he got Def Jam Fight for New York. I still gotta do a playthrough of that. I did Vendetta last year on GameCube. I have New York. We gotta do a playthrough of that on GameCube. Damn, Tamor, this is my man right here. You got the Overwatch Collector's Edition and stuff. Nice. But yeah, I don't think we needed this E3. It's nice that it's here, but it did not need to happen. It is what it is. All in all, my favorite was Nintendo. You guys knew I just went crazy. I started flipping stuff. I started throwing stuff everywhere. Nintendo definitely. I'm gonna go broke. Hopefully, no. My wife. I have my wife to fall back on. I'm be like, honey, there's some games coming out. No, but no, I should be fine. It's gonna be a very expensive September, October, November, December for me here. A lot of games by that was shown off by Nintendo, and a lot of games that Microsoft showed off from their first party and third party studios. But the best thing about Microsoft is that Game Pass. It's only gonna cost me $15 a month, so I'm good. The only games I have to worry about purchasing is the Nintendo's games and a lot of the indie games that was showcased during here, especially during the Tribeca games showcase. But all in all, it was like I think Microsoft and Nintendo really boosted this E3 and brought, if I had to rate it like 1 out of 10, I would probably say it's about damn, without Nintendo this would be a 6. With Nintendo this is a freaking 7. This is a 7. I had to bump it up a little bit, mainly because like if I had to rate Nintendo, I would rate it a 8. A 8. Because I felt like they probably could have fit some Splatoon in there. They could have probably fit some more new first party games. They definitely, like, isn't Donkey Kong Anniversary coming up soon? I could have sworn. But they're kind of focused on Legend of Zelda right now. Yeah, Nintendo overall 8, but all these events all together is about a 7. It was a 7 because like there was some interesting games announced, and I came away from this wanting to pre-order a bunch of these games. Actually, I gotta find that collector's edition of Dark Pictures. I'll do that on my own time, but it is what it is. All right, I'm gonna create a thumbnail for this. I'm glad I didn't put Elder. I was thinking about putting Elder Ring as my thumbnail for this. And I guess I really didn't miss much. Wow, that's unfortunate. Damn, we didn't even get to see the Ubisoft Prince of Persia. See how that's going. It is what it is. Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Starting tomorrow, we are playing and starting Ratchet and Clank: A Rift Apart. I cannot wait. It's already installed. I have not played it at all. I've been waiting until I experienced it with all of you on stream. We will be playing that tomorrow. We're getting back into video games, baby. Let's go. Now that E3 is over, we're focusing on games content. I'm gonna see what's on Game Pass. games, video games are here, man. It's a good time to be a gamer. Definitely get out there, find something for you. There's plenty of video games out there. And I will hope to see you all next time. Oh yeah, hit that like button if you enjoyed today's stream. Sub to the channel with notification turned on. That way you be notified whenever I go live, whenever I upload any new videos. But until then, I hope to see you all next time for some more video games. All right, bye bye. My dog is barking like crazy. I apologize. All right, bye bye.